Hey there, in this short little video I'm gonna give you a behind the scenes tour of what goes on here in the studio immediately after filming a PCDC video. Now I'm actually not finished filming episode 4, but you probably have already seen it on the channel. I have it listed in the video description somewhere up here, one side of the screen. But I've stopped kind of halfway through because this is the turning point. So everything has been thoroughly cleaned. Now I've got to clean the office before I go about reassembling the system with the newly cleaned components. So I'm gonna show you what that all entails and how much stuff there is to clean. It's very disgusting. I essentially have to deep clean my office after every one of these episodes, and that's what I want to show you in this video. Stay with me. To get rid of that annoying activation watermark, hop on over to VIP SCD Key and purchase a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for fractions of the price of retail. Just use a secure payment method like PayPal, receive your key in seconds, and activate your OS here. Bye bye watermark. And be sure to use our new offer code SKGS for a sweet discount. So let's kick things off with this disgusting pile here. I typically dispose of this stuff as I move along, right, as I'm cleaning components, but I decided to pile it up for you to show you how much of it there actually is. I mean, just in Q-tips here, there are probably, I don't know, 100 or so. This one required more Q-tips than usual, so this is a bit over-exaggerated when seeing the context of how the playlist typically plays out. But this is what it looks like when you have to deep clean a really nasty corroded system like the one in episode 4. I actually resulted to using Goo Gone on some of the metal in a few places. I don't like using, actually this isn't Goo Gone, this is Goof Off, whatever, same thing. But I don't like using that kind of stuff because it's very corrosive. Obviously I can eat through plastic, eat through paint, so I don't like getting that near PC components generally speaking, but the graphics card backplate was really disgusting, so I tried using that stuff to get the rust and other gunk off of it. Didn't really work out too well. But anyway, yeah, this is a ton of stuff here. So we need a garbage bag to put all of this in. Then we're gonna vacuum the whole room. Then we're gonna dust everything. And then we're gonna vacuum the whole room again because that makes perfect sense. But anyway, it's just like, I like to be thorough because my kid sometimes comes in here, rolls around, and yeah, I don't want dust like that. That's just gross. There's plenty of that. Those dirty fans are just sitting there that I didn't clean because they're old and yeah, caked in dust and other grime. So yeah, let's get that trash bag. How about it? So we're gonna scoop all this crap into here. Got a piece of tape there holding up the other side of this bag. It does come in handy when you're a one-man show. Oh yeah, all that gunk. It's just really gross. Hold my breath while I do this. A lot of crusty thermal paste left behind here. I'm scooping in. All right, there we go. Next, we're gonna trash these fans. Worth no more than a couple bucks a piece, but I'm just too much work there to restore these when they're that cheap. Next up, we've got this table to clean. It has seen the worst of the worst, folks, as you can imagine. And because it is white, it obviously makes that dust stand out that much more. So we definitely want to clean it. I'm just gonna sprinkle IPA pretty much everywhere and wipe things down with some shop towels. This is one of my favorite parts, just showering IPA everywhere. And the shop towels. Love shop towels. Now I've said this before in some of the PCDC videos, but I use shop towels over regular paper towels because they tend not to fray as much. They can soak up a lot of liquid. A lot of automotive shops will use shop towels to work around oil and other liquids that you'd find in cars. So I like using these for PCs as well because usually a bit of oil caked up in places, and the IPA, of course, is used rather frequently by myself, so it's a good way to clean it up. Oh, it's strong though, I tell you what. So yeah, you know, turn the paper towel over a few times, get this all cleaned up. Looks so much better already. I tell you, the IPA works wonders with this desk, and I'm really impressed with how well this desk has held up. I mean, yeah, there are a few chips here and there, that's just my fault, but to the tons of IPA that's been spilled on it, even some goof off I've spilled on it, and all the grime, all the dirt, this thing cleans up real nice for the price. It's pretty sweet. I'll have a link down below, but I have actually released a dedicated video about this desk. If you are interested, I'll have that in the video description as well. Now this towel has been used to clean a lot of the components you've been seeing getting wet in the latest PCDC videos, so this needs to be washed faux show. I've also got some dirty socks. I'm not sure why those are in here. Also gonna wash this blanket. Not sure why I didn't take it out before I started dusting because it floated everywhere, and onto that. And after cleaning and putting away a few things that have been sitting on the floor for quite a while, I whip out the good old Dyson, or in this case, a knockoff Dyson. This is called an Onsen because I am a baller on a budget and I refuse to pay Dyson prices. Nonetheless, she'll do. And with the floors much cleaner this first time around, it is time to dust. I've got a Swiffer duster here. We are going to dust from top to bottom. Start up top first. Doesn't make any sense to dust things down low when all you're gonna do is essentially knock dust off of higher things later on. That also explains why we're gonna be vacuuming this floor again, so that any dust particles that do make their way to the carpet will be swept up the second time around. So let's get to it. Starting first with these vinyl frames. These are 4 of my favorite bands, by the way, and they've all been signed by their band members. The only exception, I do have 3 of the Scorpion band signatures in this Blackout album. This is an original Blackout vinyl for those who are into like 80s rock. So I don't have all the band signatures there. I have the new band member signatures here on this Breaking Benjamin album, the Starset band members, and then the Bring Me the Horizon band members. So I really like these vinyls. I wanted to put them in here so that I could kind of, I don't know, shamelessly show them off a bit. Just, yeah. I like this kind of music. The story behind this jersey, well, it's one of the only Salazars that I know of that played professional sports. I think there was a Salazar runner or something like that, but this Salazar here, number 31, played in the Cleveland Indians, and yeah, this is his jersey. So my dad bought that for me for Christmas one year. I appreciated that and wanted to frame it up and put it on display in the office. Now with these cubbies, I like to dust the tops of each, also the tops of the boxes in them. I've seen quite a bit of dust kick up on these. I used to not clean this at all. It just never really occurred to me that dust would gather here, and I noticed after a short while that it looked pretty bad. So I cleaned the tops of the cubbies themselves, above the boxes, and yeah, looking much better already. And believe it or not, these lights actually get very, very dusty after each episode, and there's a ton of dust already falling. It's not getting caught in the Swiffer duster here. That's pretty gross. It's also why we're vacuuming a second time. But yeah, you'd think because these are so much higher than everything else that there wouldn't be a lot of dust caked up here, but no, it somehow finds its way. Wow. I don't know if I cleaned these the last time. This one's looking really bad. There's dust flying, dust falling everywhere. I'm gonna clean these picture frames here. There's no real backstory behind these. I just thought that these patents here would be really cool to show off in the office. So we've got a PlayStation, original PlayStation there, a hard drive, and a guitar. Now working our way down a bit, I've got my setup here and a lot of dust like getting sucked up through my build up top. I noticed that with the last case I was using, the Be Quiet 500DX. This is the Meshify 2 compact, whatever they call it. But it is, yeah, it's already pretty dusty after just one cleaning. I'm sure some dust was sucked in to the case as well. But yeah, gotta just deal with it. We've also got these monitors to clean, so I like to clean the tops of those. This camera here gets pretty bad, as does this shotgun mic. And again, I'm kind of just, at this point, just displacing the dust. I'm getting it off of the higher things, letting it fall to the lower places. I like to take my little electric duster and take care of this keyboard, but I'll go over it one time with the Swiffer duster as well. I really need to like hand clean that mouse there. It's pretty bad. Moving on, this soundboard loves to get dirty. It is definitely overkill for the kind of work I do. Again, as a one-man show, I don't really need all these different all these different lines. But anyway, it is nice to have in case I do ever decide to scale up. It gets very dirty, as you can imagine. And then all of this. I won't show myself cleaning it, but you get the point. Now I'm gonna focus a bit more on this keyboard. I know this is not how you're supposed to deep clean a keyboard, but I'm not deep cleaning it. I just don't have the time to deep clean it after every single one of these PCDC episodes. So I just dust it off and call it a day. And one last thing, the chair, this thing, whoo-wee, it gets so dusty. In fact, I didn't clean this thing for well over a year at one point, and the amount of thick dust that had caked up under the seat part of this itself was awful. It was so bad. So yeah, I make it a habit to try to clean this after every PCDC episode. Oh my God, the dust is bad up there. Wow, maybe I missed that before. Oof, I shouldn't be down here. All right, now with the dusting done, we're gonna step outside for a few minutes, let all that dust settle on the carpet or close to the carpet, and then we'll vacuum a second time.
2,000 years later.
And just like that, one more vacuum session to go, and we'll be pretty much finished here. And would you look at that? All this hair, dust, dirt, and grime was sucked up by this vacuum cleaner, came from this carpet, and yeah, most of this is from today, to be honest with you. It was vacuumed maybe a week ago, and I haven't really done a deep cleaning video between then and now. So yeah, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that gets in the carpet after cleaning one PC. So there you have it. Back to a clean office, ready to fight another day. I've got to say, it gets very old, you know, doing this part of the whole cleaning thing over and over and over again. You guys get to see the PCs being cleaned, but I'm always cleaning my office behind the scenes after every one of these. It's not like I you know, could leave it dirty for a few days and then move on to another dirty build. It would get that much worse in here after 2 of those cleaning sessions in a row. So I kind of have to clean after every session, and it's just not something that, you know, is very exciting. I don't really get the same kind of satisfaction out of doing this that I do out of cleaning viewer systems and seeing the befores and after of those, because I kind of know what this looks like. I more or less expect this to be clean, and when it's not, it just kind of drives me nuts. It drives my OCD crazy. So I'm compelled to clean it back up just so it can get dirty again in the end. Many of you have been asking why I don't clean outside, at least partly. Now, I do take the cases outside to spray them down if we're going to reuse those old cases, but I don't, you know, I don't like to dust a lot outside. I don't like taking components apart outside if I can help it, because this is Florida. It's extremely hot, it's extremely humid, especially in the summer and the spring, and it's not a place where I'd like to film or, you know, or even handle components. They get very hot. I get very hot. The camera overheated filming episode 4 in the PCDC playlist, in case you didn't know that. So it's just not possible. And that was 10 minutes of filming and it overheated. This is an A6600. This camera is not known for its overheating issues, but it's just so hot here that it's not really possible in 4K long term. So that's why I don't film outside. Now you could ask, well, why don't you film in your garage? I don't have room. I have 2 cars in there, and it's only a 2-car garage, so that, yeah, I'm kind of limited there. That's really it. I don't want to film the cleaning process anywhere else in this house because my family, you know, my wife and my kid pretty much roam everywhere else. This office is kind of sealed off, it's sectioned off, and they don't really come in here when the door is closed. And that's how I prefer it, because I don't want them breathing in all these little dust mites and things that are probably floating around in here. I have 2 windows, which is nice. I open those up and kind of let things vent out overnight. I'll crank the air up and yeah, just kind of get the smell out of here. Sometimes the smell doesn't disappear after deep cleaning the office, which kind of sucks. So you gotta take some Febreze and then maybe an extra fan and get that air moving outside. I think it gets some good ventilation. But yeah, so there's a little behind the scenes tour of what happens in the office after each one of those PCDC videos. Those have been widely popular, and I'm very appreciative of your support in that playlist. We'll keep it going. We're in the middle of season 2 now, and I have plans for even dirtier systems very soon. I won't tell you how we're gonna get a hold of these systems, but you'll understand when you see them. It'll all make sense, and I think you'll understand why those systems are being included in the playlist. So for now, if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hope you appreciated just the behind the scenes glance. I told you it wouldn't be a super long, complicated video, but I just wanted to show you what I do because this place gets super dirty. If you are not subscribed already, what are you doing? Click the subscribe button, consider leaving a comment down below, liking this video, I think I already said that, and staying tuned for the next one. My name is Greg. Thanks for cleaning with me.